You have to add consumption and depreciation together as one. Then you subtract the value you get from production. Once there is no production there, you are not forming capital, you are a slave in the future. The reason why people struggle essentially is because critically they try to build newness without identifying the alternative for God. I tell people, every time you make a new commitment, even if you cannot see it, dig and find the alternative you must forego. If you are not paying for the product, you are the product. If everybody is wise, wisdom will be common without value.
Feedback from the future.
Why did I choose to have this life? I rarely do this, but I do it once in a while when I feel really responsible to do it. I met one of the most talented human beings on the face of the earth. One of the most talented human beings on the face of the earth. A senior that I respected for years and honored for years. And he's been very successful, gone ahead of everybody, and somebody very senior, smart, intelligent, clear, made money early, ahead of everybody, sorting everybody out. Okay, so I saw this good senior person that I've always loved and respected. One of the people that made me believe in the possibilities, in not just possibilities, but the idea that we can do well, as no-name boys, as no-name girls from nowhere, from no-name neighborhoods, from no-name schools, right? We can rise to the highest mountains and fly the flag of our faith there, right? Haggard from Zambia, I see you. So we believe, I got to believe this very early, even though I believed it on the left side of life. And when I say the left side of life, I don't mean liberal left. I mean drugs, boys, violence, and all of that youthful exuberance. I was a troubled young person. I was a troubled kid going up, right? So you got all of that on that side, right? But to believe that things can go right, I think one of the earliest examples that I've seen, right, is this particular gentleman. About 2 weeks ago, I had the misfortune of meeting him again. Misfortune. And he was a shadow of himself. Still well-spoken, clear, intelligent, bold, confident, sacrificial, still doing what he does and doing it well. But for some reason, right, he's lost a lot of spark. And he didn't have what he used to have. And when we got talking, I realized that his nemesis, his challenge was not about anything else outside the fact that he missed the attention that will continue to drive his relevance. He missed the attention that will continue to drive his relevance. People, I needed to settle down tonight and really listen to me. He missed is the attention that should continue to define his relevance. What does that even mean? I don't want to spend too much time on him because he's a human being and he's still alive, so let me leave that. But the idea is for everyone watching me tonight, for everyone that will watch this later on YouTube or wherever I place this, for anyone that is watching this video today or at any point in time in the future, there is an attention that will continue to define your relevance, right? Now, let me break that down. What happened to Kodak? Everybody knew Kodak. How did Kodak lose their strength in the paper film space, in the film space? How did they lose their strength? They lost their strength because they became so loyal to an attention. They missed future attention. They miss future attention. Listen very well. You can't be so loyal to what is working and forget it's going to change. Listen, you can't be so loyal to what is working. The battery here is low. You need to check it. You can't be so loyal to what is working and forget it's going to change. No, you can't be. You can't be so loyal to what is working and forget it's going to change. You know the people who missed this? Kodak missed this. Yahoo missed this. Nokia missed this. BlackBerry missed this. Blockbuster missed this. WorldCom missed this. So many great colossal organizations. Listen, I'm not talking about a small business now. I'm talking about Fortune 500 companies at the height of their awesomeness, right? They missed something critical. You know, somebody said pivoting. I avoid those kind of words because they are out there and everybody thinks they know what you are talking about once you use words, adjectives that are common out there, right? People always ask me, why do you use words like this, adventure capital, blah, 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 blah. I say, I avoid generic words. It's the same thing, but I avoid generic words because generic words deny the thought leader and the communicator the opportunity to get the attention of an audience for a new idea. Once you begin to use generic words, people just tune out. They think they know what you're doing. So, for example, if the title of this show has been pivoting, anybody's going to say, I know what he's talking about. I know what he's saying. You know, I don't need to be there. But that's not what I'm talking about, though. If I say, if I say pivoting, I will be right in some sense that a part of attention is still there, but that's not what I'm talking about at all. And you will have missed out because you think that's what I'm talking about. Words like change, you know, and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. They are important. They are the probably embodiment of what I'm talking about. But I had to zero in on the fact and the truth, as a matter of fact, of the new oil. The new oil, people, is attention. Attention is the new oil. It's not gold, it's not diamonds, it's not uranium, it's not crude oil, it's not the treasure in the world today. The rarest commodity in the world today. The rarest commodity in the world today is attention. Listen, the rarest, the most scarce resource in the world today is attention. Now, giving it and getting it. Giving attention and getting attention. As a matter of fact, you can as well delete getting and say earning. Because attention, as you see, that is the game changer between where you are and where you are going to be. Where your business is and where your business is going to be. Where your career is and where your career is going to be. Where your relevance is and where you are going to be tomorrow. Where you are and where your legacy will be. Attention, giving it and getting it. That is the game changer. That is the critical difference between where you are and where you want to go. Between prevailing power that you know and the power you are going to experience tomorrow. Now, before I go into the details of attention, let me tell you something about relevance and power. Real power, if it is real, if power is real, if relevance is real, if it was real, it will never vanish. Listen to me. If that relevance is real, it will never vanish. Rather, even on his worst day, right? When something has been powerful before, when something has reigned at the highest level before, when something has been relevant at the highest level before, it doesn't vanish no matter what happens. Instead, on his worst day, it fades into a state alive enough to endure the arrival of a new kid on the block. Come on, people, come on. Real power does not vanish, it fades. Power will never vanish. Relevance will never vanish. On your most unguarded day, on your worst day, if you have really tasted power before, what is going to happen to you is not that you are going to fade. No, you will not fade. The punishment, or leave that word, let me say, the consequence for not discerning the nest in your prevailing power is that you will not fade. That mismanagement is going to keep you on ground to endure the arrival of a new dominant force. You are going to be on ground to endure the torture, so to say, or the arrival of a new play. You are going to be on ground to experience the arrival of a new power on the scene. You are going to have to take a smaller place. You won't perish. You won't vanish. You will be there to observe a new power reigning in the same seat you used to occupy. That's exactly what happened to Kodak, Yahoo, and all these great organizations, Nokia. You can go on and on. Let's go to nations. Look at the Roman Empire. Do you know the Roman Empire? The Roman Empire dominated the whole world for like 1,000 years. For like 1,000 years. Did they vanish? I am Olakunle, I see you. Did they vanish? They did not vanish. They did not vanish at all. Where is the Roman Empire now? The Roman Empire have tasted the highest level of power. And I tell you, once power or relevance, authority, influence has been tasted at the highest level, you will not vanish. On your most unguarded day, you are going to be on ground to endure the arrival of a new force to reign in your space. You will be watching it happen, right? The Roman Empire has faded into humble Italy. That's humble Italy. That Italy you are looking at is the legacy of the great Roman Empire that dominated the whole world. That is humble Italy. Is it dead? No. Is it still a powerful country? Yes. Is it still a first world country on many levels? Yes. But is it the Roman Empire that we used to know? Good to see you back, Ole. Good to see you back. Is it the same Roman Empire that we used to know? No, it's no longer. Everybody listen to me tonight. We are at the verge of a major transformation in our clock of meaning. The next 5 years is decisive. You won't believe me? I can accept it. But in 5 years' time, all of us, including myself, are going to come to a point of reckoning to see the energies that have faded and those who are potent and relevant on ground. The next 5 years is December 31st night, 2030. This measurement will be happening. This measurement will be happening. For companies, it will be happening. For nations, it will be happening. For communities, it will be happening. Right? For individuals, it will be happening. For families, it will be happening. The measure has come. In 5 years' time, massive things will have faded. New powers will have come. Now, you see the Roman Empire is still there as humble Italy. Still a first world country, but a shadow of the Roman Empire it used to be. United Kingdom, just in case you forget. United Kingdom, you see there? That's the legacy of the British Empire that controlled the world for approximately 400 years. Colonized everybody, including the United States. Now, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Once power has reigned, once prevailing power has tested its force at the highest level, if it doesn't guard its nest, it's not going to fail. It's going to take a smaller place. It will be alive to endure the arrival of a new power on the seat. So, the United Kingdom, British Empire colonized the United States. The United States was a colony. People, colony. People. That United States now gives life to its colonial master, Britain, today. Britain is now there. Are they dead? No. Are they still good? Great. Are they still a powerful economy? Yes. Are they still a first world country? Yes. But are they the superpower British Empire that dominated the whole world? No, they are not. They are faded into an irrelevance to endure the arrival and dominance of a new power on the space. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the United States, right? A country, an environment the British Empire colonized. That's how power works. What about Greece? What about Greece seeking comfort in the European Union today? What about Greece borrowing money everywhere? That is the legacy of Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, who conquered the known world of his time. We speak Latin, we spoke Latin in the world because of the Roman Empire. We spoke English in the world because of the British Empire. We spoke Greek in the world because of the Greek Empire. Socrates, Aristotle, all those big philosophers who lived before Christ. They lived before Christ. Do you know what it means for a mind to say, know thyself before Christ, without the privilege of knowing Christ? They said that much. We are still studying Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, all these guys in the university today for what they said before Christ. So, to know the level of enlightenment these guys were dealing with. And Greece, the Greek Empire was where it should be. That's the Alexander the Great. Where is it now? Has it dead? Has it died? No. Has the country vanished? No. Has the nation disappeared? No. Are they still a good country? Yes. Do people still travel there? Yes. Are they still a first world country? On many levels, yes. Are they the Greek Empire established by the force of Alexander the Great? No. Now they are in their small spot, enduring a new power on the scene. Okay, let's expand. Iran. Iran, that is the Ottoman Empire. That is the Ottoman Empire that defeated the Roman Empire. That's the Ottoman Empire. That's humble, small Iran right there. What about Iraq? That's the Babylonian Empire. Come on now. That's the Babylonian Empire that pretty much took the whole world. That's humble Iraq. Are they dead? No. Are they alive? Yes. Are they still powerful? On many levels? Yes. Are they the Babylonian Empire that they were? Nothing near it. I told you, powers don't vanish. I've given you how many examples, how many case studies now? I can continue. I can give you families. I can give you companies. I've given you companies as a matter of fact. I can give you, listen, where is the Soviet Union? The anthem vanished. The flag disappeared. The country broke into pieces. And simple Russia is representing that value now. Because real power does not disappear. It doesn't vanish. It fades into an irrelevance. So, right now, who are you in 10 years' time? You are a multimillionaire today? You are a billionaire today? Who are you in 15 years? In 20 years? If we bend time on you, right? What are you going to do though? People more prosperous than you have experienced these things. Companies bigger than you. Bigger than you. Your entire company is like a department in those companies some years ago. Where are those companies now? Struggling people. Now, that's how power works. That is a power dynamic. Now, let me now give you the trap of change. I'm coming into attention. So, on one end, I'm telling you, you cannot settle. It doesn't matter how much power you have today. If you don't guard the documentation and experience of the next level, you will not vanish, people. Let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody even threaten you with vanishing. You won't vanish. Something worse will happen to you. You will fade into a smallness to endure the arrival of a new power on the scene. That's how power works. It doesn't matter whether it's in dominance of a field. It doesn't matter if it's public speaking that you dominate. It doesn't matter if it is scientific field or medical field or is a musician or you are one Afrobeat star. It doesn't matter what you are. You are going to fade except you pay attention to the science of that manifestation of newness. You will fade. People bigger than you are faded. People stronger than you are faded. Whether you are the biggest actor, you will fade. Except you pay attention. You will fade. Whether you are the biggest singer, you will fade. You are the biggest automobile company, you will fade. You are the biggest oil and gas company. You will fail. You will fail. It's only individuals I am struggling not to mention names because some of these families are still alive. I will have mentioned family-owned businesses. I will have mentioned individuals in different countries. But they still have grandchildren alive. They still have kids alive. So I don't want to do that. But you get a point. So that is the fact of power and the burden of relevance. Once you are powerful, once you are relevant, that's a burden right there. That's a burden right there because you are now responsible for newness, not for where you are. The moment you are somebody, your next burden is legacy, which is life after you, life beyond you, life beyond the obvious. And you got to have a math that allows you to sit in those kind of reality. Now, let me pause. Let me go to something I've taught for years as well. How change then happens. How does a powerful force watch itself fade? How did it happen? Two things make it happen. Number one, they become so loyal to what is working, they forget it's going to change. Remember in the Bible, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the law, God gave them the law. Because God gave them, they believe God cannot change. The law will never change. Grace came, they missed it. They missed it still. They killed the Messiah that came to save everybody. Thank God he came to die. Otherwise, that's it. They've closed the chapter. Let me push it forward. So, it's either people don't understand that you can't be loyal to what is working. What is working is a test for your qualification for the next. What is working? I don't care what is working. What is working is a test. Every experience you have is a test for newness. Every level you find yourself in is the test for the next one. You have to be overqualified for your present level to qualify for the next. So you don't sit in the next and enjoy its juice and its value and forget that things are going to change. They don't remain this way forever. Everything made by man, of man, for man has expiry inbuilt in it. Expiry is, even you, one day you will die. That's expiry. What about that? So people, you need to calm down. Respect this force called power. Then shift to the truth of change. You see, the most deadly thing about change is not that it happens. That it will happen is a constant. The most deadly thing about change is it happens in a noiseless format. In a noiseless format, people. Change is never loud. When people say they are baking change, they are leading change, they are creating change, they are just talking sweet talk. Change is an independent force. He doesn't need anybody to lead it. Whether you see it or not, it's going to introduce himself to the world. Change is an independent force, right? And so you can't lead change. You can design it, you can align with it, right? You can position for it, but change leads himself into your life and your reality without your permission. You must design change, or you will be a casualty of change, or a victim of change, or a slave of change, not a champion of it. To be a champion of it, you have to pay attention to the ideas tonight. You have to pay attention to the fact of power and the fact that no matter who you are, once you have experienced dominance, influence, authority, power at the highest level, your worst day, you are not going to vanish. You are going to fade into a state to endure the torture of a new kid on the block. And that is the idea that you can't settle. You can't be so loyal to what is working and forget it's going to change. The next reason why people miss that, people miss the next, is not just because they become so loyal to what is working, they forget it's going to change. It's also because when change begins, it is not only independent, it is noiseless. Think about it. So you kiss somebody that is HIV positive right now, deep kiss, or you have sex with somebody, skin to skin sex with somebody who is HIV positive, and then you get a disease. You don't get the disease and say, or COVID positive or something. You don't get the disease, something contagious, tuberculosis or something. And as you got the disease, an alarm will not go forth. Oh, you have gotten the disease. No, no, people, nothing. You will enjoy the sex like you used to. You will get up like you used to. You will walk away like you used to. Meanwhile, something with the capacity to terminate your life has entered your body, noiseless. That's how change is. When change arrives, it's noiseless. When a woman gets pregnant, she has sex, and there's conception. Boom. The moment that conception happens, she doesn't hear bones in her tummy. Boom, 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 boom. What's that? What's that noise? Oh, I'm pregnant. No. She will enjoy the sex. She will get up like before. She will move away like before. Meanwhile, a brand new generation has begun to grow inside of her. Noiseless. She doesn't know anything until she starts seeing signs. Meanwhile, something has entered her. Change has begun. Noiseless, invisible, completely immeasurable. You can't measure it. You can't analyze it. It's completely invisible. Yet it's there. Right? It's there. And I like to say that, when Samson in the Bible said that virtue left Samson. When virtue left Samson, he didn't know. The Bible said he stood up like before to challenge the Philistines before he realized the power had gone. A withdrawal of his entire strength occurred, noiseless, effectless. Noiseless effect. He didn't feel anything. He was still feeling the same way. He stood up to get them the same way before he realized that he was gone. Because when change occurs, it is noiseless. Right? Think about it. when Saul was rejected as king, he still had the crown. He still had the crown for about 17 years. He still had the crown on his head for about 17 years. Meanwhile, he has been rejected as king. I'm sure by the 10th year, he will say, me, I'm still king. This Samuel has missed it. I'm still king. Right? Meaning the presence of the crown does not define the validity of the office. That the crown is on you does not mean you are the next. It doesn't matter how long you take, you will fade. You see? Then the one who was anointed king, David, did not see the crown until another 17 years as well. Even though he's the king, noiseless effect. The one who was rejected, no longer the king, he still had the crown. He didn't look like he lost anything. Noiseless effect. The one who had the new crown, who had been ordained to be the new king, did not see the crown until years after. Noiseless effect. The one with the crown did not have a crown. The one with the crown, the new king did not have a crown. The rejected king had a crown. Noiseless effect. If you look at both of them, they don't look like the change happening. David did not have the crown. Doesn't look like a king. Meanwhile, that's the next king. That's the next kid on the block. That's the next powerhouse. He didn't have anything. He didn't have a crown. The one that is no longer the king still had a crown. Noiseless effect. What am I saying therefore? If you pitch around visibility and matter, the material realm, as the sole recognition of your value, man, you see, but you are blind. You hear, but you are deaf. Because if all you see is what you see, is all you see, you're blind. If what you hear is all you hear, you are literally deaf. So, the change occurring in your life right now is noiseless. What is working in your life now cannot be trusted for permanence, cannot be trusted for legacy, because power fades. Real power will fade. So what does that give you? A level of guardedness. You have to be guarded. You know when they say no loose guarding? You don't lose guard. You got to be in a state that perpetually seeks the new, the next. Call it innovation, call it nimbleness, call it research and development, call it innovative potential, call it anything, call it pivoting, call it anything you want to call it. It has to be a culture though, not a knowing. It has to be a culture in what you do. Like me, every 90 days, I am asking myself, am I still in the game? Am I still, you know what I decided for myself 2 years ago? I said, if it's on Google, I don't want to say it as much as I can. If it's on Google, why did I say that? I'm the futurist. I'm the one talking to everybody about change. And I said to myself, thought leadership is one of the most endangered spaces in the future. Because this thing called AI, like ChatGPT, they will do better than a life coach any day. They will do better than a business coach. They will give some of the amazing counsel you can imagine with facts and data. So, to be in the future, you must be able to do what machines cannot do, believe me, or you are going to be able to partner with machines. It's one of the two. It's either you can do what machines cannot do, or you are going to have to partner with machines to do what they do. Otherwise, you are going to be a terrible, loud casualty in the future. So when I looked at it, I said there are some things ChatGPT can never produce. So I can't be speaking the language of my competitor. I don't see any human being as my competitor. For the work I do, my competitor is AI. So I'm now training myself. If it's on Google, I don't want to say it. I want to say the things that AI in producing it will have to reference me. If it doesn't reference me, it will not be able to claim originality. Right? So the idea is every 90 days, I check my website, I check everything I'm doing, I check my community, I check everything. Is this still the technology we are using to deliver the experience we deliver to people? Is this still relevant? Is this still working? What can we be doing better? What is changing? What needs to stay? What needs to go? What do we need to reinforce? What do we need to shift? What are we loyal to right now that is not in the future? Take that home. If I give you that enough, you got enough. If I ask you now, what is awesome in your life now? What are you loyal to right now that is not in the future? That is a question you need to put in your research box. You need to start questioning, fact find on, begin to check that so that you are not jogging very fast into yesterday. It's called irrelevance. You are jogging fast into the past. You know what I'm saying? You got to be jogging fast into the future. To do that, you got to be in a state. You have to be in a state. You see what I'm saying? So, between those two blocks, power fading, noiseless effect, you then understand your guardedness. Now, what is the one thing you need to guard now? If you miss everything, what do you need to guard? I'll tell you. The new oil. What is it? Attention. Attention. We live in a world where billion-dollar companies are not competing for your money first. They are not competing for your money first. They are competing for your attention, people. They are competing for your attention. TikTok, Netflix, Instagram, YouTube, these awesome platforms, all the way to what? Name the company. Apple, Samsung, which one? Facebook, Microsoft? What is it? Meta? What is it? Listen, they are not selling a product anymore. They are mining your focus. Ooh, I really don't have time to break this down, but I will try. They are mining your focus. It's a brand new economy altogether. Brand new, different economy parallel to the one you are experiencing right now. Parallel to the one you know, growing on the back of what you think you know. And in this economy, you don't own your attention. You don't own your attention. You don't own it. Somebody is working to manipulate it, to send it in different direction. Maybe it doesn't really matter who owns your attention. It matters whose attention you own. It matters whose attention you own. If you don't understand that, somebody is going to direct you in a direction you don't want to go. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, there are many dimensions to this. And you can't zero into this attention conversation as the new oil, the new gold, the new everything. You can't zero into that. Oil is the only comparison, as a matter of fact. That's the new oil. You can't zero into that if you don't understand those two blocks of knowledge. Power dynamic, fading into a state of irrelevance to endure the arrival of the new kid on the block, and then noiseless effect. Those two Understanding them give you a sense of paranoia. Please, I don't mean paranoia as fear. I mean paranoia as a strategy. Have you read the book, Only the Paranoid Survive? Only the Paranoid Survive? You may need to check it out. But that sense of caution, that guardedness, that doesn't allow you to mourn where you are, but allows you to envision the possibility that on your best day, a higher state exists. On your best state, a higher state exists. Meaning that on your best money, on your best, whatever it is that is great in your life, in that season of awesomeness, accept that something greater is ahead, that you must see or somebody else will see. If you see it, you extend the longevity of your reign. If you don't see it, someone else will. Ideas are not loyal to anybody. Ideas are independent entities with a commitment to be experienced. If you don't bring me out, I'm idea. I am Mr. Idea, for example. I am the force called idea. If you don't bring me out, I will bring myself out. If you don't manifest me, I will find somebody else who can carry me and manifest me. Ideas are not loyal to nobody, and all ideas are windows. All ideas are a window. So, if you can understand this, if you can just understand this, then why it is so symposium discussion. But I can tell you for free, if you get this right, the truth of the truth of attention. I'm talking about agendas on Sunday, so it's in my head. The truth of attention. Then you can accept that the big idea is that attention is the new oil. And whoever controls it, controls the future of culture, popular culture, the future of business, and even human destiny. Whoever controls that in different spaces or in some universal way, which is where God is, really, which is where the whole sense of culture shaping or evangelism is, but let's leave that. The idea that in a universal sense, attention is the real, it has always been there. What has happened to it now is that it's heightened. It's heightened, and guess the instrument doing this. You know what the instrument is? Technology. Technology is the singular instrument creating this force. So I'll start with some few ideas. The first one is just to articulate briefly the economics of attention. For the next 10 minutes or thereabout, I want to analyze for you the economics of attention. Right? Don't forget, nobody has 25 hours. Nobody's going to be stupid and have 23.5 hours. Nobody's going to be wise and have 24.5 hours. Everybody is dealing with a finite resource called attention. Finite. It's not infinite. Finite resource, otherwise called attention. Now let me read this to you. Facebook 2012 IPO. I'm reading this to you. Facebook's 2012 IPO was not about social networking, as it was about finally admitting that what they sell is you. That what they sell is you. The user's attention that is packaged and auctioned to advertisers. What they sell is you, packaged and auctioned to advertisers. You see what I'm saying? Meta, Facebook mother company, and Google have built trillion-dollar empires by monetizing microseconds of focus. Microseconds of focus. Right? Microseconds. The average American spends about 6 to 7 hours daily on screens. That's 100+ days a year. How many days we have in a year? 365? Imagine what else could be built with that kind of time. So what do I mean? If you are not paying for the product, you are the product. And the product is your attention.
Do you enjoy Olakunle Soriyan's content here on YouTube? Then you should be on Illuminate. It's the digital library of Olakunle Soriyan with over 25 years of private sessions, decoded frameworks, and content unavailable anywhere else. Visit bit.ly/PK-Illuminate to start your 7-day trial today. Subscription starting from $10 per month.
Your attention is the product. You are the product. If you are not paying for it, there's nothing like you're just on Google searching for free. No, somebody's busy with that time you give there. I'm not saying don't go there. Use it. You're on Instagram for free. You are not on Instagram for free. It's called freemium. There's premium. It's called freemium. Somebody is doing massive trillions of dollars with every microseconds of your focus. Microseconds. Right. At the end of the day, attention is the exchange. Attention is the exchange. Understand that. So, what does that mean for you? How do you, first of all, position yourself this way and say, how much attention is in the world? Multiply 24 hours in a day by 8 billion people. 8 billion people times 24 hours. That's the amount of attention available for you in a day. I'm not asking you to capture everything. Just capture 1% of that attention for whatever you do. Whether you sing a song, or you share a poem, or you write a book, or you make a car, or you sell fashion, or you make shoes, or you sell food, whatever it is you do, you are a chef, whatever it is you do, you run a school, how can 1%, even 0.5% a day of this 8 billion times 24 hours be mine? How can I grab that land and control that land? That is the big idea. The other idea, particularly for young people who are not working yet, who are not making money yet, is who is grabbing your attention right now. That's why I challenge every young person out there. And everybody on this call, if you have not seen it, go watch Social Dilemma. Go watch Social Dilemma. When you watch it, you will understand it. Because people come to me, PK, how do you spend only 1 hour on social media? You have 4. You have 6 as a matter of fact. How do you spend only 1 hour between all of them in a day? I said, that's all I have. Social Dilemma delivered me completely. Social media has nothing on me. You can't catch me spending hours on Facebook, hours on Instagram. I get it. Every like you press, somebody's pressing you to press it. But you don't see the pressing. Every time you sit on Facebook, on Instagram, you are looking, somebody is in charge of your life. They are mining your focus. They are making trillions of dollars from your focus. That's not a bad idea. The only problem I have is you are not making it. If you are making it as they are making it from yours, that's fine. But you are not making it. You are consuming, they are producing. And do you know how capital is formed in the world? Capital formation is production, less consumption plus depreciation. Production, less consumption. So, for your consumption to make sense, for your depreciation management to make sense, production must be constant. That's why you are forming capital, reputation capital, monetary capital, whatever the capital is. To form capital at any level, production must be constant. Then you take from the production what you are consuming, and then you take from the consumption, from the production, the depreciation you are managing. So for example, you buy a shoe, consumption. You polish the shoe, depreciation. You buy a car, consumption. You service the car, buy gas into the car, depreciation. You buy a perfume, consumption. Every time you spray it on yourself, depreciation. What is that telling you? You have to add consumption and depreciation together as one. Then you subtract the value you get from production. Once there is no production there, you are not forming capital. You are a slave in the future. Period. Production, less consumption plus depreciation. That's capital formation. That's how we form capital. Whether it's reputation capital, intelligence capital, wisdom capital, foolishness capital, whatever the capital is. monetary capital, whatever the capital, production must be a constant. Once it's not there or it's low and you are getting deficits, you are out in the future. Okay, so that's the economy of attention. What about the psychology of distraction? See, I'm just touching these things. Go and research them. Don't go and research them to teach. Go and research them to apply. The test of knowledge is not recall. It's application. It's transformation. The goal of knowledge is not recall. It's transformation. So don't go and learn so that you can go out there and begin to quote, the movement of the movements and the movement of attention. You will be a well-speaking fool when your poverty grabs you on the neck. So get out of that. Focus on application. That's the game changer, right? So go research that. The economics of attention. That's a whole body of work. The psychology of distraction. I told somebody, I said, you are in the HR space. Have you heard about distraction management? Have you heard about distraction management? If you have not heard, you may need to consider distraction management as a discipline. And how do you position for that? Because in the next 5 years, that will be a major skill. People will be distracted heavily online, and you'll be reaping the benefits. That's good positioning for the future. That's part of seeing what is ahead and lining up for it today. Distraction management is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Just like you see life coaching today, you see NLP today, you see business coaching today. Distraction management will go big. Write it down. Write it down. Is what I'm saying. Now, as you do anything, don't forget the brain has what is called dopamine. Dopamine is what people feed on to send you loyal to a cause, because what it does is that it maximizes an experience as the most dominant thing you must have. It rewards you in that experience. So what does that mean? It eliminates all your options and says, every time you get to this point, this is how to behave. So every day, whether you like it or not, if against your will, you are going to make promises to yourself, you will break as many as you have made. You know it has happened to you. Today, I'm going to spend 1 hour on Instagram. 1 hour. You pick the phone, before you know how it's happening, 4 hours is gone. 6 hours is gone. No. Something has been hacked. Dopamine is hacked by notification, likes, and endless scroll. They have hacked your... That's what they taught in Social Dilemma. How notifications, likes, scrolling, they've hacked your dopamine. I'm telling you. So they produce the same action consistently in a direction, regardless of your will. Except you go out of your way to be intentional about the type of slave you want to be. I say it every time. Every human being is enslaved to something. True freedom is the ability to choose what enslaves you. True freedom is the ability to choose what enslaves you. Never forget that. Now, let me say this. There is a fact I've just seen that says that every time you check your phone mid-task, that is, you are doing something, maybe you are preparing a proposal, then in the middle of that, you check your phone for whatever you checked it for. The study says that every time you check your phone mid-task, it takes about 23 minutes to regain deep focus again. Every time you check your phone mid-task, what is loaded in the algorithms of that phone, all that is punched into all of that science, all of that technology, you will need 23 minutes to regain deep focus again. To regain deep focus. I'm going to need as much that. So, leaders losing long hours in meetings because of split attention. Parents have parenting with their kids because of split attention. Players, employees in the office, busy being unproductive every day. You see? So, imagine that you are driving with one foot on the accelerator and the other tapping the brake. What's going to happen? It's called inefficiency. That's it. You keep moving somehow. It's called inefficiency. And that's what you do. One foot accelerating, one foot on the brake. Bam, 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 bam. So you are moving in some way, but that's what it is. So I always say to people, save yourself so that you can have the freedom and the white space to save the future for whoever. Save yourself. Save yourself. So you're in control. People come to me, PK, how do you keep maximum focus? How do you keep this in your life? I say, listen, I don't do what you do. I don't sit on social media. I have only 1 hour, people. 1 hour. Somebody said, I'm going off social media. I said, maybe for your startup, but I didn't mean to go off social media. I can't go off social media. But I control social media. It doesn't control me. I have 1 hour for it every day. What do I do in that 1 hour? I check all my DMs. Once I'm done with all my DMs and I reply to the relevant messages, ignore the useless ones, and call them a virus, some of them quarantine, just like that. But the relevant ones, reply all of them. If I still have time left, I can see what's on my timeline. But on the dot of 1 hour, adios amigo, I'm gone. That is my rebellion, announcing to myself that I'm a stakeholder under the sun and that the future belongs to me, not on anybody's terms. And that whatever it is, any system we get of me, it has to be permitted. I permit my own slavery. Every human being is enslaved to something. True freedom is the ability to choose what enslaves you. Right? So think about that. Think about that and get into that mold. And then you know there is a cost of lost focus. There's a cost of lost focus. Another conversation. Right? Another conversation. Let me show you these statistics, people. Businesses lose $650 billion annually. $650 billion annually. Businesses, leaders all over the world with Ivy League education, they've gone everywhere. Businesses every year lose $650 billion annually to what? Lost productivity from distraction. Lost productivity from distraction. Now, this is not happening in a third world country. This is stats from the United States. This is statistics from the United States, first world country. All the instruments, all the technology, everything there. $650 billion annually are lost to lost concentration, lost productivity. So somebody came to me and said, I listened to this, your work. It's such a powerful work. How did you have the time to create this work, to document this, to record this audio? I said, how did I have the time? By using my energy in a way you don't. In a way you don't. So I don't damn sit on social media. Let me tell you something. If you conquer social media in 2025, if you conquer social media in the 2020s, all the way to 2030s, if you can conquer social media, I kid you not, you are already like 100 times better than 90% of the people in your space. You are not smarter, you are not working harder, you are not doing anything grand than they are not doing. Just by conquering social media, you are already 90%, you are already 100 times better than 90% of the people trying to compete with you. You have not done any higher intelligence. You have just gotten off social media. Or no, don't go off. You have just managed it by keeping it as your slave and not the other way around. You see what I'm saying? So there's something called alternative forgone. There's something called alternative forgone. There's something called opportunity cost. Go research it. Come on, basic economics. You are not just making decisions. For every decision you make, there is an opportunity cost. Right now, on this social media, you are doing this big thing. Listening to me tonight, there is opportunity cost. And it should be lesser than whatever it is you are trading to be here, should be lesser than the value you are getting here. It shouldn't be the other way around, where what you are trading for being online is weightier than what you are getting as you sat there. No. That is alternative forgone. And the reason why people struggle, essentially, the reason why they struggle is because critically, they try to build newness without identifying the alternative for God. I tell people, every time you make a new commitment, even if you cannot see it, dig and find the alternative you must forego, the opportunity cost of that new decision. You can't put new wine into old wine skin. You are going to burst the two. Every time you try to do something new, a new neighborhood, a new country, a commitment to start traveling, a new course, a new program, a new education, a new possession, a new car, a new house, anytime newness comes, you must sit down to say, what am I trading for this? If you don't, you are going to multiply stress because you are carrying over the old into the new. What's going to happen? There will be a clash of priority, a clash of expectation. You'll be using the same time, the same premium to handle additional responsibilities that you have not made room for. So you'll be stuck. You are just going to be damn stuck. And then you're going to wonder what's going on. It's going to happen. All right. So let's blow this more. Let's blow this more a bit. I just checked the time. Phew, 10:10. I need to. Okay. So I told the parent. I said, you know what your problem is? You know what the problem is? I told the parent. I said, you are physically present, but you are digitally absent. You are physically present, but you are digitally absent. That is the summary of your parenting issues. There's no such thing as a stubborn child, only ignorant parents. There's no such thing as a stubborn child, only ignorant parents. It's the ignorance of the parents that kids look like. Right. Now, in 2021, listen to this. In 2021, a leaked Facebook report admitted Instagram worsened mental health in teenage girls. Instagram worsened mental health in teenage girls. Why? Because their business model profits from hijacked attention. And there's nothing wrong with it. The question is, what attention are you hijacking yourself? I'm not criticizing Facebook. They have a work to do. Anybody can criticize them, not me. I understand capitalism, and I'm a capitalist on many levels, so I have no issues with that. But the idea is, distraction is not just a personal weakness. It is an engineered economy. It's not just a personal weakness. In fact, take your mind off the limits of weakness. Take your minds off it. Think about economy. Everything is economy. I told somebody there is economy of the graveyard. There is economy of the mortuary. There is the economy of the prison. When I'm helping young people, I told them, I owe you a few economies to see you. I will show them the economy of the mortuary. When you go to the mortuary, go and see fine girls sitting down there, dead. They will say boys, naked. Rich girls, dead. Go to the grave, there's no seniority there. Nobody enters the grave and says, excuse me, when did you die? Who made your coffin? Do you know my coffin is made with gold? Can you move to this side? Nobody does that. There is no rank in the grave where you are going. So understand that economy. Economy of the prison. Some of the smartest people are in jail. Believe me. So, the idea is, see it as an economy. See everything as an economy. I did the work. You know, I have a platform called Illuminate where I package everything I've ever said. It's my digital library and mentoring platform. It has 3 categories: standard, premium, and PK Insider. You go in there, you find everything I've ever said that is not in the public domain. It's not on YouTube, it's not anywhere. They are there, right? I just put a work there called Beyond the Obvious. I say, once you listen to Beyond the Obvious, nobody will cheat you again. Nobody will chance you in this life again. If you paid attention to what I said in Beyond the Obvious, no human being will ever cheat you or chance you again. So go find it. But understand this, people. Distraction is not just a personal weakness. It is an engineered economy. People are sitting down to map the experiences you are having. People are sitting down to design the experiences you are having. Right. But you got to become a focused capitalist, people. You got to become a focused capitalist. And this is practical. This is the how, people. This is the how. There must be something inside of you that is clear about what it means to own attention as an asset. It's not just about having land. People with land, we sell it. People with buildings, we sell. People with companies, we sell. They will sell. Believe me. So, kick it in, pam, 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 kick it in. You have to understand what it means to own attention as an asset. Just like you own a house as an asset, or you own a watch as an asset, or you own anything, stocks as assets. These are assets. Attention is an asset. So, basic things you have to do. Basic principle. Principle 1, audit your own attention. Save yourself first. Ask yourself, where is my time leaking? Where is my time leaking? Number 2, where is my energy dropping? What is sapping my energy? I don't have time. I will have convinced you that I don't live in meridian time. My time is not meridian. So I don't do chronos. I do kairos on many levels. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There's no such thing as time management. You don't waste time. You only waste your life. On your worst day, 24 hours. On your wisest day, 24 hours. You're not going to be so foolish. Somebody will give you 23.4. No. You're not going to be so wise. They'll give you 24.1. No. Everybody wakes up to a brand new box every day filled with 24 hours. Every day. You don't waste time. You can never waste time. The same time you have when you are 1 year old is the same time you are going to have when you are 100 years old. You don't retire because you don't have time anymore. You retire because you don't have energy anymore. There's no such thing as time management in that sense. There's only energy management, because energy you can manage. You can take from today and keep it in the future. You can take from the future and burn it today. It's energy management. And that comes down to how you are using choices, how you are managing scarcity, how you are defining opportunity cost. Those are the things. So you need a scale of preference at every point in time. Scale of preference. What is important? Everything, 3 things must qualify for the investment of your time and your energy. 3 things. People, places, moments. The people you give attention to, the people you permit into your life, those you deny access into your life, the geographies you honor and those you dishonor, the moments you prioritize and those you deprioritize. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the engine of your performance. Let people, places, and moments qualify for the investment of your time and your energy. Now, do this. If someone tracked your focus like a bank statement, what will it reveal? If someone tracked your focus like a bank statement, what will it reveal? Principle 2, reclaim deep work. Reclaim deep work. That's what I was telling those guys. Don't envy my capacity to produce new knowledge. I don't indulge. Do you know you can't find me in some parties, like in Yoruba we call it Owambe. You have to be super awesome and impossible for me to miss, for me to sit in it. And please go there, do everything you do. I'm not against you. But I have chosen my slavery. These things I'm telling you, they are the things I've chosen to be a slave of. Because like I told you, every human being is enslaved to something. True freedom is the ability to choose what enslaves you. I've chosen mine. I don't have these energies for these levels of distraction. I don't. I will be stupid on my day. It won't be because of these things. It won't be. Reclaim deep work. You cannot lose your capacity to do deep work. You can't. Leaders, champions, visionaries, culture shapers, game changers, decision makers, risk takers must carve out distraction-free hours for strategy, creativity, and innovation. You just can't see. Let me tell you what gossip is today. Today, respect this. You know what gossip is? Gossip is when you associate with, relate with, or peddle information you cannot use. Every time you relate with unusable information, it is gossip. That is, you are watching a movie. And what you are learning in that movie, you cannot apply tomorrow morning. You are in an act of gossip. Information you cannot use. That's gossip. By that standard, you can gossip alone. You don't need people around you to gossip. If you are reading a magazine, you cannot apply tomorrow morning. The knowledge in it, the content of you are reading, you are consuming, you cannot apply tomorrow morning. You are in an act of gossip. And every day, people gossip all over the place, even when they are alone, relating with movies that does not profit them. Relating with magazines that are useless to their engagement, that can't pay your bills. You got to come to a better place, man. You got to come to a better place. So, you got to judge yourself on that kind of standard. So that you don't shift, man. You shift from that. You don't need that, people. You don't need that. Now, at the end of the day, it comes down to you. And I tell people, all I have in this world is three things. I don't have any sponsor. All I have is this brain, this hands under God. That's all I have. This hand, this brain under God. Those are my assets. I am not going to have a dream and anchor it on the sanity of a third party. No, I'm not going to. They can play their part, but even if they refuse to play their part, the part I am playing will deliver the future I understand. I am my biggest sponsor, man. Woo! Find distraction-free hours for strategy, creativity, innovation. Number 3, I told you, let me talk about that because I've said it before, master energy, do all of that. Break your day into zones of peak energy, morning clarity, afternoon execution, evening reflection. What about that? Match attention to the right task, not just fill calendars with noise and activities, pleasing people, pretending to be engaged. Now, I tell people, what you need is the wisdom to know what is important, and the courage to leave other things undone. You can't do everything. The wisdom to know what is important, focus on it, and the courage to leave other things undone. Focus must create blindness. You can't tell me you are focused and you are seeing everything. No. The more focused you are, the less of other things you see. All right? Now, let me leave it there. Let me just tell you, however, that above all, evolve a strategy that answers to attention. Build your marketing strategy with attention as the center of it. How many people are in London? I have X number of people in London. How much attention is available for grabs in London? How much attention? How much of it do you want? Do you want 2% of it? 1% of it? 5% of it? If that's what you want, how do you get it? How are people spending that attention now? How do you hack into that dopamine and create an economy of your own out of distraction? Now, I'm going to tell you a few things before I go ahead and I jack this home. I'm in Abuja right now. I want to say this for people in Abuja. And if you are not in Abuja and you are close, flying on Saturday, tomorrow morning from 10 a.m., I'm hosting PK Alone, my 21 city tour across the world. We've done Ottawa in Canada, we've done Toronto, we've done Calgary, we've done cities in the world. Then in Africa, we have 6 cities. We have Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lusaka, Nairobi, Accra. Across Africa, the remaining countries out of the 21 cities are outside of. In September, I'm in Australia. I'm doing Brisbane, Sydney, get ready. Melbourne, get ready. Brisbane, get ready. All is said, I'm coming to you in September. I'm going to do Chicago in October. I'm going to do Maryland in September. So people, Get on board. I'm doing all of these things, but Abuja is your turn tomorrow. You know what I said? 21 cities, 21 lectures. 21 cities, 21 lectures. So I'm not repeating anything in any city. I don't have the blessing of being a pastor to be saying something new every Sunday. So, so there's enough here. So I have to be saying it and just doing it out. So we're doing that on Saturday. But guess what? Be in the room is called Cypher Spectra. Message from the future. The title for Abuja, The Science of Big. The Science of Big. So get into the room, tell everybody you know. If you cannot make it, call everybody you know and tell them to jump in. But on Sunday, at the Presidential Suite in Transcorp Hilton in Abuja, I'm going to be hosting just about 15 people. It's an exclusive VIP faith-based event. It's not a lot, it's just $200. Wherever you are in the world, you can DM me and say, I want to be at your Sunday event, right? If you want to be there, you want to fly in, you are free to do so. If you call in on time, because it's happening in a suite, so it's not going to be a lot of people, right? But I'm going to be talking about what I call the galactic capitalist. The galactic capitalist. And I'm speaking to agenda curation in the world and how people in the world, these are big research that you want to be part of, right? And what people who see and who understand must position for and how to navigate that. So if you want to be part of that, come on Sunday. Gaze Baba, I see you. I see you. Jim Terry, I see you. I see all my people here tonight. Now, let me close this, people. Let me close this. I don't know what you are going to do with what I've said tonight. I don't know what you are going to do with what I've said tonight. But this is one thing I'm going to tell you. I don't know what you are going to do with what I've said tonight. But this one thing I will tell you. I'll tell you. Go out of your way to build a strategy for your manifestation based on the arrest of attention in the world. It's called land grabbing. Grab your own attention. I'm not asking you to worry about attention. I'm asking you to avoid being arrested, to avoid your attention being arrested, so that you can have the white space to arrest the attention needed for your unique journey. The difference between relevance and irrelevance is attention in 2025 and beyond. And as I close, I want you to know the B. Let me tell you the B. The B is create a system, a culture that consistently ensure your freedom as far as attention is concerned. Meaning that whoever has your attention is your permission. There's no script, there's no algorithm arresting it. It's your permission. When you begin to give permitted attention, then you are in control. Then you are a king. And then based on that freedom, build attention from other people that you must use. So the arrest of attention of others and the defense of your own attention. Your rebellion must be that the attention you give to anyone, to anything, is permitted attention. You have nothing on me. I am giving you my attention based on a value I recognize. Then I am here on this part, looking at the world and asking what attention land I want to occupy, in quote, in people's heads. I want to live rent-free in their heads. I want to live rent a space in their head. Even if I pay for the rent, I want to live in their head. If I now can live there for free, I want to be in their heads. Think about that. On Sunday, though, I am building my own 1%. I call it galactic capitalist. We who own tomorrow. The revelation of we who own tomorrow. The rise of a new 1%. Join us in the room. Go to pkalone.com. PKAlone. PKALONE.com. PKAlone.com. Go there and you will see the tour, day 1 and day 2. Day 1 is free. It's happening in Abuja tomorrow. Day 2 is paid. It's happening in Abuja on Sunday. All right. So get on board. Let's go. Let's move. Before I go, I want to give you a prophecy. I gave this prophecy in 2018. The next 5 years is counting already. It's what is left of a 7-year of perfection that was declared in 2018. In 2023, it began. In 2018, by the Spirit of God, I prophesied, I declared that 2020 is the beginning of newness in the world, that the first 3 years, 2020 to 2023, whatever you do or do not do, 2021 to 2023, whatever you do or do not do will not count against you, believe me. Compared to what you will do or not do from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st night, 2030. That is the game changer. We are 2 years into it. By 2030, I don't even know how the world will be. I doubt we're going to have telephones in 2030. I doubt we're going to have televisions in 2020. I doubt Facebook will still be here by 2030. Believe me, robots will be your pets in your house, will be your chef, will be all kinds of things. It's a new world. We see it as futurists. We see it as servants of God. We see it as culture shapers. We understand it. We are mapping for it and helping others navigate it. So join us. Don't be an onlooker. Find work to do. Be a participant, a watching participant, and an active participant, right? And then, most importantly, remember the next 5 years, we prophesied that from 2020 to 2030, January 1st, 2020 to December 31st night, 2030, 4 things will define the world. I will speak of 3. I will keep 1. The rise of the fading of powers and voices as we have known. That's the subject of tonight. The fading of powers and voices as we have known. Then the rise of powers and voices as we are yet to know. As we are yet to know. Then the rise of underdogs, UNDERDOGS, underdogs. The rise of underdogs, no name boys and girls, men and women, rising to states of authority, influence, and power at a level unprecedented. Those 3 things, there is a 4th one, but tonight is not the night for it. I'm sharing that on Sunday. Those 3 will define how we know life by December 31st night, 2030. You are a stakeholder in it if you obey the rules of your destiny. You will watch it happen, and that's not a curse. If you ignore the rules of your own destiny. I love you. This is your sweet boy. PK, spending time giving it out for free. I think I should do this. I'm happy I did. People call me to say, don't charge for it. People will pay, yada, 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 yada. I don't care. I feel compelled to share this with you. I hope it has helped you. We're going to try to dump this somewhere, either on YouTube or somewhere. Find it again, listen and listen and listen. All right? Keep moving, remain super, and never forget, if we are related, we will meet again. If we are related, we are going to meet again. If we are related, we are going to meet again. All right? Cheers. Have a good one. Anybody that want to talk to me, send a DM and make it serious. I have the courage to ignore, and I have the responsibility to respond. So choose your adjectives carefully and drop stop, and we'll take it from there. Great night. If you are related, we'll meet again. Blessings. Keep shining. Shalom.
Do you enjoy Olakunle Soriyan's content here on YouTube? Then you should be on Illuminate. It's the digital library of Olakunle Soriyan, with over 25 years of private sessions, decoded frameworks, and content unavailable anywhere else. Visit bit.ly/PK Illuminate to start your 7-day trial today. Subscription starting from $10 per month.
Feedback from the future.